Hello everyone, welcome back. In this episode, we will see about handlers in Ansible. So after completing this episode, you should be able to implement a task that runs only when another task changes the managed host. So let's see how we can implement handlers in Ansible Playbook. So as you know, Ansible modules are designed to be item potent. That means, whenever we run the playbook, no matter how many times we run that playbook, but it will not change again and again on the managed host. So once the changes are applied, when we run the playbook the next time, it will not going to make any changes. Okay, so however, sometimes when a task does make a change to the system and a further task may need to be run. For example, so when we change a service configuration file, so that may require the service to be reloaded for that configuration to take effect. So in that case, we will be using the handlers. Okay, so handlers are tasks that respond to a notification triggered by other task. So tasks only notify their handlers when the task changes something on a managed host. Okay, so each handler is triggered by its name after the place block of the task. If no task notifies the handler by name, then the handler will not run. So if one or more tasks notify the handler will run exactly once after all other tasks in the play has been completed. Because handlers are tasks, so administrator can use the same modules in the handler that they would use for other tasks. So normally handlers are used to reboot host and restart services. So you have to make a note that use unique name for your handlers, because when multiple handlers are defined with the same name, only the last handler defined with the shared name will run. And handlers can be considered as inactive task because that only get triggered when explicitly invoked using a notify statement in the playbook. So let us see an example. So here in this handlers example, so we use a name where we going to copy the demo.example.conf configuration template, and here we use the notify section with the name of restart MySQL and restart Apache. So here when we specify the notify and the name of the handler, then we have to, so here once we specify the notify, it will trigger the handler to restart the service. So for example, after this task run, it will notify the handler to restart MySQL and restart the Apache service. So this notify statement indicates the task needs to trigger a handler and the name of the handler to run that we are specifying, and the name of the handler, then the handler keyword. So here we use the handler keyword, that the start of the handler task, and next we have to specify the name of the handler invoked by task, and then the module to use for the handler. So here we are using the service module for this handler to restart the service. So we can use multiple notify or multiple handlers. It will run one by one. Okay, so next we'll see some of the benefits of using handlers. So handlers always run in the order specified by the handlers section of the play. So they do not run in the order in which they are listed by notify statement in the task or in the order in which task notify them. So it doesn't matter which order we specify in the notify section, but it will follow only the order that we specify in the handler section. So handlers normally run after all other tasks in the play completed, and a handler called by a task in the task part of the playbook will not run until all the tasks under the task have been processed. Okay, so there will be some minor exception to this. And even if more than one task notifies the handler only run once. If no task notify it, a handler will not run. Also, the handler names exist in a per play namespace. If two handlers are incorrectly given the same name, only one will run. And the last one, if a task that include a notify statement doesn't report a changed result, for example, a package is already installed means it will report OK status because there will not be any changes made. So in that case, a handler will not be notified because the task doesn't make any changes on the managed host. So the handler is skipped unless another task notified. In case if another task notify that handler if there was any changes made on the managed host, then only the handler will trigger and it will execute. So Ansible notifies handlers only if the task report the changed status. So whenever the Ansible notifies there is a changed status, then the handler will execute. Otherwise, the handler will not run. Okay, so just make a note that handlers are meant to perform an extra action when the task makes a change to the managed host. So they should not be used as a replacement for the normal task. So you can use this link for the reference for the Ansible documentation, docs.ansible.com. This is the 2.9 version user guide for the playbook introduction. Okay, so that's it in this video. We'll see next video with some example. Thank you.